Well, hello there, you amazing, beautiful, wonderful people. It's Thursday, and you're looking not thirsty, you're looking amazing. And this is a video that has been requested to be done because there's a few people, there's a lot of things being said at the moment because this fucking Howard Blumber book has come out. And just on this note, just as a side note, public service announcement, this channel is called Harsh Reality. And guess what? I'm harsh. And I swear. If you don't like it, I'm sorry to say, but that's tough. Now, I would rather have 10 subscribers of people who appreciate that I'm just me. Just me. I don't fake it. I don't pretend to be someone I'm not. I don't tone it down. I'm just me. To a fault. I would rather have those 10 subscribers than 100 million subscribers of people who are here because I'm some sort of fake motherfucker who puts on a persona, get in front of a camera, please people who are shallow enough to believe that they should be able to influence who I am, how I live my life, and how I speak. If you're one of them people, I can't help you. Anyway, I digress. That's something else I do. I swear, and I digress a lot. Anyway, back to the main feature. So yeah, because this Blumber book's coming about, the Blunderbuss, which I can't press click on pay. Can't click it. Can't click it. I don't want to feed into this guy's money. I don't want to pay him. So I struggle with it. And I'm tempted just to let sleeping dogs lie with it. Don't know. You'll have to let me know in the comments. Do I buy it? Do I do it? Or what do we do? Do you want to hear any more about it? I know there's some people who just don't. But anyway, there's a proportion of this book what he's talking about, and he's talking about Bryan Kohberger's father and the relationship between Bryan and his father, Michael. Making it sound out of the ordinary for a father to go to his son when his son's doing this big drive across country to come home. Making that sound like it just shouldn't happen. That it was odd, it was bizarre. And I don't understand that mentality. I don't understand why that behaviour is indicative of anything negative. Bryan Kohberger apparently had been on narcotics years ago. That's something that's been pushed, and people have come forward who have potentially known Bryan and said this is the way it was. We don't know that to be absolute 100% factual, but that's what's being said. And we'll accept that. Bryan Kohberger steals his sister's phone. What does Michael do? Michael goes to law enforcement. Why does he do that? Why does he do it? He does it because he loves his son. And he wants to bring him back onto the straight and narrow. And he potentially felt that that was the way to do it. Michael has seemingly been somebody who has always tried to do the best for Bryan. Even if some people feel that the actions that he took were maybe excessive. I don't think so. I've laughed and joked that if one of my children were to steal from a sibling, I'd get a friend dressed up as a policeman, come round the house. Give him a scolding. Look, son, you don't steal. But Michael went to police, and that potentially saved Bryan. And as far as we know, that's the worst thing that Bryan did. Possibly something that his sister never got over. Again, if you want to believe some of the narrative that this blunderbuss is pushing. But what I'm here to say is, look, some of the other reports have spoken about Bryan Kohberger and the relationship with his parents. They've spoken about his parents. His parents have struggled financially. They've had jobs that are just what normal people have. His mum worked within the school that he attended, and people had pointed out, again, we don't know if this is 100% factual, but it's stories that are being told about how nice his parents were and how Bryan would stop in the hallway to interact with his mum while at school. Now, I know that my children, we actually are in that exact situation where we have a child that attends a school where my partner works. Now, what do you think the boy does? Do you think he runs up to his mum and interacts in front of all his friends? Or do you think he acts cool?
No, Mum. Not talking to you in front of my friends. I'm far too cool for that.
But yet Bryan would talk to his mum. He would take time out and speak to her. So look, I feel that it is a horrible, horrible thing to do, to try and speak about the relationship between a son and a parent and try and twist that into something heinous, to try and twist that into like this was this made up part of this narrative of a killer. Now, I will say again, I've said it time and time again, Bryan Kohberger certainly could potentially be the person who did this crime. He could have been. I just don't think he was. I absolutely don't think he was. But what this writer has done, what this storyteller has done, has grasped hold of a scenario that, in my opinion, is no more than a father driving over because he knows that his son has got to do a long-ass drive and he loves him enough to feel that I want to go with him and I'm going to come back so he hasn't got to drive on his own. Are we supposed to believe that Michael Kohberger believed that his son was a killer? So he decided to go over and drive across country with his son? I don't buy it. And I feel that it's a real underhanded thing to do by Howard Blumber. I think it's very underhanded to use this scenario of these two together to push a certain narrative and use that as almost like the anchor point to draw people in to then further tell a story, because that's what it is. It is just a story. So what we're saying is that no parent should go to their child and drive cross country. What? Because he's 28 years old. He's too old to spend time with his dad. He's too old to have his dad jump in the car with him and drive across country for the hours that it would take to do so. You can't do that. You can't do it. How many of you are parents out there? Let me know down below. How many of you are parents down there? And if your child, irrelevant of how fucking old they are, if they had a long drive across country to take and they were going to be on their own, you had nothing planned and could slot them in and go with them, how many people? I have friends now who have things to do. They might be going for a drive, doing an airport run, and they'll message me and say, do you want to come with me? I've got to drop so-and-so off the airport, but I don't really want to drive 3.5 hours back on my own. That's boring. Because they know that I am entertainment and I can talk to them. It's like free entertainment, like stand-up comedy in the seat next to you. Do you know what I mean? I ain't buying this shit, and it's horrible. And let me know down below what you think. The love of a father, should that be twisted into some horrendous narrative? Or should he be left alone? Catch you all in the live later.